Hey, welcome to Big Faces Worldwide. It's your boy Big Will, and I'm back with some boxing talk. Hey, listen, Dillian Whyte, Joseph Parker. It was an extremely competitive, extremely good fight, man. Um, I was very impressed with Dillian Whyte's determination. He dropped Joseph Parker in the second. He dropped Joseph Parker in the ninth, but he gassed out late in the later rounds. Joseph Parker ended up dropping him in the 12th. And honestly, if there was 30 more seconds in the round, Joseph Parker would have won this fight. But hats off to Dillian Whyte. He did what he was supposed to do. His jab was on point. He kept his jab in Joseph Parker's face. Um, Joseph Parker's body attack was excellent. He was going down to Dillian Whyte's body all night long. He was landing clean, effective punches, but I believe the knockdowns was something that Joseph Parker couldn't overcome. But it was a back and forth seesaw event the whole fight, man. But it was a good fight, man. I really liked the way Joseph Parker he kept coming. He got dropped a couple times, but he kept coming. Each time he got dropped, he didn't fade. He didn't seem timid or shy. He came out and threw more punches, and he tried to win this fight, man. Dillian Whyte was aggressive. He was cutting off the ring. He would get Joseph Parker in the corner and let his hands go. Joseph Parker, you know, he has a hell of a chin, man. He has a hell of a chin because he took some hellacious shots from Dillian Whyte, but he was able to recover and he was able to continue on fighting, man. Dillian Whyte, his balance is a little off. I don't know if he has bad knees or what, but he was a lot wild. He was a wild. He would throw a lot of punches and miss, and his whole body would swing around. And Joseph Parker wasn't able to capitalize off that, man. But it was a hell of a fight, man. I can't take nothing away from Dillian Whyte's win. Dillian Whyte is a dog. He is an animal. He did go out there and do what he said he was going to do. He didn't stop Parker, but he kept the gas on, man. He needs to work on his conditioning a little bit. He was gassed during the second half of the fight, but he was still the bigger, the stronger man, and he was using his size to throw away Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker was on the back foot all night, but he was landing some clean, effective shots. Dillian Whyte has a chin also. It wasn't until Dillian Whyte was totally out of gas that Parker was able to drop him, but he did drop him in the 12th round, and Dillian Whyte was saved by the bell, man. I mean, he was literally saved by the bell. 20 more seconds, 30 more seconds, and I do believe it was all she wrote for Dillian Whyte. But he won the fight. He hung in there. He grabbed and hold when he needed to hold. And Joseph Parker, he was a little timid, I believe, throughout the fight. But he did let his hands go a lot more than he did in the Anthony Joshua fight. But the thing I didn't like about at the end of the fight, when they were interviewing Dillian Whyte, and he was talking about how he only had 7 amateur fights, and whatever professional fights he has, and he's still learning. And they asked him who he wanted to fight next, and he really didn't have an answer. I don't know if this fight took something out of him, but he didn't sound too confident after the fight. And that kind of concerns me after, a fighter, talk about he's still learning, but he is still learning, you know what I mean? But I'm used to the Dillian Whyte who's so confident. He's calling out Wilder, and, he's calling out all these guys. Now to see him talking about how inexperienced he is, man, it just makes you want to, scratch your head a little bit, like, what was that about? But it was a good fight, man. I do believe it was one of the best fights we had in all of boxing this year. And we're almost in August, man. And it was one of the best fights of the year. I would like to see it again. Not them fighting again, but I would like to watch this fight again. It was a good fight. Shout out to Dillian Whyte. Like I said, he dropped Joseph Parker in the second. He dropped him in the ninth. Joseph Parker dropped him in the 12th. And Dillian Whyte won a unanimous decision in front of his home crowd, man. This is Big Will for Big Faces Worldwide. I'll holler back.